Is it okay? Hey, everybody. Thank you again for joining all of us here, our Lightworkers team for Lightworkers Secrets to Success. And we have the pleasure of having Marleen with us again. We have an encore. And we talked a little bit last time about vision boards. And this time she's going to tell us about the action steps to take after you create this beautiful vision board, all the things you want to manifest and what you're going to do step by step after to try to get those beautiful visions into your life. So thank you, Marleen, again for joining all of us here. We're so excited to have you. And we do have a couple people without their cameras on just because of internet issues. There's been a lot of internet issues going on throughout the world and throughout the States. So they may be able to pop on a little bit. I'm not sure. So thank you. So without further ado, please, Marleen, let us know all your tips and your secrets and all your steps to what to do after we create this vision board.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me back and being able to share. I am so excited. So the month of January, I hosted a vision board party. And I actually hosted over the past couple of years, probably 15 or so different vision board parties. And then my thought was, okay, I'm going to do a vision board party every single month for 2021. We keep pivoting, constant pivot. So of course we have the vision board party. And now it's time to move into action. What do we need to do to get activated? All right. And first thing to do to get activated is to read your board, read the statements, put them in all in I am statements. And if you're working with a light worker, or if you're working with a coach, if you're working with another buddy to accomplish these things, is to have those conversations. You know, that buddy could be your spouse, could be your children. I highly encourage those that are creating vision boards, if there's other people in their life, which there usually are, is to have them incorporated and know what their vision is. I did a vision board activation right before this call. And the way I do it in the Lightworkers world is I have my grid. I set up my grid, and as they are speaking into fruition and talking about their vision board and what their dreams are, reading each statement and feeling it, smelling it, talking it as if it is, having all those emotions and senses come into play, I create their grid for them. I create that space. I've brought in their angels and their guides. And that is one of my superpowers, is connecting with the angels and the guides and knowing and helping guide them to their purpose, their passion, and how to release stuff that no longer serves them so they can shine their light brighter. So that was a big tip.
Bring in the angels.
Bring in the angels. Don't do it alone.
No, yeah, exactly. I'm writing out all this good stuff down.
And I can keep on keeping on, but I'd love to have it as a conversation and us talking about it.
So once you have it like on your vision board then, and you said, a very key point is to have an I am statement beside each of the pictures. Is there anything else that you need to be doing when you have those I am statements beside those pictures?
You need to read them. You need to have it intentional, right? It's great to have it on the board, but what are you doing to now get into action, right? A confused mind does not move mountains. Mm-hmm. Clarity is what moves those mountains. So great that you have this beautiful board and it's really pretty on your wall. Now what? Now what?
Now what?
I've been working on creating a planner for multiple years. And we all have our planner that we like best, our affirmation planner or our scheduler. So I decided I'm going to create one. And the other week I had told my client, hey, I've got this calendar and it's ready to go. do you have a calendar ready? Let's schedule next week. And she called me out. She's like, nope, I don't have a calendar. Send it over. I'm like, oh, I have to finish this now. My expectation was, oh yeah, I bought my calendar at XYZ store and I'm good to go.
That is my favorite thing. Is I work very well under pressure. And that's when the creative juices flow through me the quickest and the fastest. And they're not always my ideas.
Right.
Because I'm kind of a procrastinator by nature. So if I have to kick myself into gear, I know that it's a higher power coming in and helping me to get those ideas quickly.
Yes, yes. And I was bringing it up. I would love to share with you my planner. It's a 2021 focus planner, because when we get focused, that's when things move into action.
Yeah.
So, that I'm giving to all those that wish to receive it.
Nice.
I'd love to go, oh, I created this. Now let me print it out and everybody come buy it. No, I want people to get it and move into action.
Nice.
So I'm going to take my share.
Yeah, go ahead.
Awesome. Here we go. All right.
About the chakras.
It's all chakras, right? All about the chakras. So what we focus on comes to fruition. So we have to reduce the clutter to open up to clarity, flow, and joy. Me being prior service, it's all about the plan, do, review, the after action review, the masterminding, 30, 60, 90s, doing that calendar blocking. Because as creatives, we squirrels come into our space and we're like, oh, that's pretty. Let me go look at, oh, that's pretty. Let me look at that. And we don't want to deal with the tough stuff. I know I don't want to deal with the tough stuff. I don't like adulting. I prefer to be the perpetual kid, not adult, right? And we need to celebrate our wins. We need to collaborate. We need to strategize on ideas. And that's what this amazing group is for, right? We need to get alignment, simplify our life, and open up our minds. So in my planner, I also have intertwined statements. My past no longer dictates my future. And we have to read that. We have to believe it, right? Little things of where are our focus. It's about the little activities that we do, creating that habit, acknowledging what are our great habits, what are our okay habits, what are our habits that it's a hard habit to break. Right. And so I'm just going to bounce through, and I am worthy. I'm worthy of manifesting my dreams. And knowing that and reading that.
That one's so important. I think so many people don't even feel worthy enough to manifest their dreams.
Or if they believe that they are, but then they throw in another thought afterwards, I'm not. And they continually kibosh themselves. And that is quite the tough fight.
What do you find if like if someone has something on their vision board, or they maybe have a certain expectation where that's going to manifest for them, and then at that period of time it hasn't manifested for them? How do you sort of approach that, or what would you say to someone to help them through that?
Wonderful. Well, first of all, we have to look at our entire year, look at what that goal is, and really, where are you now, and where is that goal, and where is the gap in between? Right? Because if I say, well, I'm going to make $1 million this year, I don't know how that's going to happen, but I'm going to manifest it. It truly isn't going to manifest, because that kind of request, you have to do your due diligence into the universe to be able to reciprocate. Easy things to be able to manifest is a green light, right? being able to get that awesome parking space. I had, and I always believe that our vision boards are never finished. They're constantly pivoting, changing, shifting, adjusting.
I was gonna say improving.
Improving, right? I went to Costco one time. I had my vision board all done, stuck it on the wall, and I went to Costco and they had one of these amazing chairs, the whole body chair. And I'm like, ooh, this is really nice. But I'm minimizing, I'm getting rid of all my stuff. What am I going to do with this chair? So I took his flyer and I stuck it on my vision board. We went to our girlfriend's house the next week and she had just bought that chair. I'm like, I don't have to, it doesn't have to come into my world.
Yeah.
Right? I don't have to be the purchaser of it. I don't have to be the holder of this thing. Somebody else can be, and I can go to her house now.
Oh, and still enjoy it.
And still enjoy it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So knowing what your big picture is and working. So in planner, of course, we have to save the dates. We need to know and plug in the important dates in our life. We need to know what our story is, right? Because today is the first day of the rest of our life. And breaking things down. Can't eat an elephant right when you kill it. You got to break it down. You got to do it one bite at a time and understanding where that's going to fit into your life. And then your 12-month forecast. So there's a lot of neat little tricks that you can do, right? Blah, blah, blah. Right? We've got to have a space to put everything down. And then to break it down 30, 60, 90. What am I truly going to do 30, 60, 90 days? What are the action steps that I have to do to get into play? Because when you put these down, you do become the hero in your journey because you are the one that's activating it. What are some of the habits that you need to shift, change, add? You know? And then when you have a habit, how do you get there? Okay, I got this habit tracker. How do I get there? So having these fun little worksheets and activities to do, so you can step back and you can sit down with your markers and your colors and find that inner child, because I believe that we were all brought into this world with joy and happiness. We all breathed that first breath of life and knew what our purpose was. That's why children, you can't stop their dreams. Their dreams just keep on going and their imagination is boundless. Yet we as adults and as we're growing up, we put things down and put things down and put things down. And we listen to other people versus listening to our intuition and what moves us and drives us. So I created this fun little planner. The first day of every single month, I will have a free workshop where we can gather together, mastermind, be able to collaborate, help people move forward. Just move that dial.
Well, I love all the colors because so much is just like black and white. You know, like you go to the store, it's just black and white, and like, ugh, like it just seems, it already seems so mundane, and it's just like the same thing over and over. But if there's color to it, it makes me happy. I think colors bring in a lot for us. I have anytime I go to a conference or a seminar, I have this little pack of colored pens and I write notes, and each speaker I'll change the color because my brain will remember, oh, that was an orange, or she was an orange and he was in blue. You know, it's just the way my brain makes the connections.
Yep.
And sometimes I'll even change a color to like really underline something. And so I believe color does enhance your memory, and it does it creates a space where things that you want to really remember will stand out in your mind.
Exactly. I'm digging in my little toolbox here from my little color bag. I do everything in chakra colors, even in my blocking.
Yeah.
My calendar blocking. It's all done in chakra colors, and it all has a meaning behind it. All right.
I like that too. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that puts a different idea. Like when we're doing our stuff to, like for instance, like if we did red, it could be something that we're focusing on, right? Something that we're like health and fitness, or
Yeah.
grounding and meditating. It could be like in red because it's all, it's kind of that root chakra.
Yeah. Or when you're doing foundational work, what is the foundation of your business? What is the foundation of what you're working on right now to put in red?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nice. I like that. And then you know what? They teach you in school to never use red. Like everything's like, no, do not use red. Don't use red. We've been programmed not to use red for so long. And that
Mhm.
red was like a negative. I know, like when I was going in school, you'd have to have like 2 black and 2 blue and then pencils, right? And then 1 red. And the red was to mark off all the wrong things you had done. So there was like a negative,
Mhm.
connection to red.
Yeah. Interesting. Interesting of this matrix versus our work into. Mhm.
You cut out a little bit there, but yeah, I totally agree. I think the other thing that is important when it comes to colors, especially with writing with colors, is also muscle test it and see what color fits best for you, because not everyone's going to be red, not everyone's going to be black or blue or whatever color. So just always muscle test it first and feel how you're feeling with it. And if it looks, the way that it is in your mind on, what feels good for you, then I think move forward with that color, because red might not be for everyone. Right.
Mhm.
I know so many people, especially if you're an accountant, they know that if your books are in the red, it's not good. And if they're in the black, it is good. Right. So, so accountants, have that, what's that word? They're emotionally attached to those colors. And so they might have an emotional trigger to writing something down in red, because they might interpret it a little bit differently. So love that. Love that. Cool. What
Hey
else is
Marlene, this is Pamela. Um, Hopefully you can hear my internet will not cut me out. One of the things that I find is that when I'm talking to people, and I know that Adam and we've discussed this before, is like you can ask someone what they want, and they're like they can give you all the things they don't want, but they can't. So when they're doing the things, they've come up with their vision board, and let's say you've got someone who doesn't know how they're going to get to point A, so they don't know what action steps to take to break it down. How do you what's your coaching for someone like that? It just could not, they don't know what that, they know they want something, but they don't know how to get there.
Mhm. That's a great question, because that's probably 99% of everybody, right? So my coaching practice would be to let's work on what you're holding on to. Why you're holding on to this negativity? What is holding you back from moving forward? Right? So for us to take that moment to give forgiveness to our past, take that moment to release the past. I really like doing the activity of writing everything down, writing what your thoughts are, what you're not worthy of, everything, right, just whatever cues that they're stuck on, and taking that list and tearing it up and burning it and having that ceremony, and then writing the list of all that they are worthy of bringing in. I
That's
have
very
had
powerful.
I've had clients that are tough. It's tough to move that needle. But I tell them that nothing is promised or implied, and they have to take the actions. I can bring in their guides, I can bring in their angels, we can spend the time on together, but until they believe that they have the power to make that move, make that change, that whatever from their past is what brought them to right now, the present, and doesn't have to carry into their future. Those are tough conversations, and that's when I ask, "Can I be real? Is it okay for me to be real?"
It's really important because I work with people in addiction. They do have a lot of that, unworthiness and shame, and some of those really low frequency energies, and so they don't feel like they believe, they don't believe that feel like they deserve, a lot, because they, people in addiction sometimes, they've had to make some choices in life, because of their addiction, and they're not proud of those things. And sometimes families, won't let you move past them either. Like they may, but the family members, they don't allow, they don't make a space for new, and for like, oh well, let's give this person a chance, because they're always waiting for the old person to step back in, like, well, we're just going to wait until this person did this again or that again. So it's really important. And I know, like, my friend Stephanie and I, we work with people in addiction, and really raising them up. It's not just about releasing the trapped emotions causing it, but raising their vibration and getting them to a place where they can feel good again about themselves, and to move forward, and then get them to the space like what you're talking about is planning. Okay, so you did this, you went through this treatment, you did all this stuff, now let's plan, now let's plan for your future and what you really want, what you want to manifest. Because a lot of times they were really good about manifesting other stuff in their addiction, right, but not fruitful things. So it makes a big difference, depending on who you're working with too.
Yes, it does. Yeah. And all of the pain that you have to get through. And the first thing too is that that person that's listening to you or sitting across from you know that they can borrow your belief in their success, in their healing. Yeah.
When you do a vision board, you do pictures and words. Is that how you like to do it?
I do pictures and words.
Yeah.
And there's so many different ways that you can do vision boards or mini affirmation cards, or
Right.
and and I also just created a program that I'm going to be selling affirmation cards. The first one, I just put it on my Facebook, which is, I am worthy of manifesting my dreams.
That's a good one.
Right? So it doesn't have to be a vision board. You don't have to have a vision board. The vision board, it just helps to be able to fill in the dots. Yeah. So the universe and everyone around you knows what you're attracting into your life.
They work. I attracted a car. I attracted a house once that I put on my vision board. And they definitely work. I know that.
Yeah. And the words are powerful because we need to be reassured as well. We have to be reminded of the journey that we're on. Because if we step away from the board and we're in our job, and our job is negative, 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 and we're getting all this reinforced negativity, and you're not filling yourself back up, then you decide, I am not worthy. Or, how can I get there? Because I'm right here. I'll never get there. And then you start kiboshing. And you'll feel that as a person who is stepping into manifestation, yet self-sabotaging. Right? Because you don't have that strength to open that door or have that conversation. And I do a manifestation prayer of where I'm bringing in my light and I'm opening up everything for the person that's going to stand in front of me. And one of the things that when I'm doing this prayer of that person standing in front of me is that the words that I say, that person has been asking or praying for that answer, and they know that I'm that answer to the prayer because it makes them laugh out loud. Right? And that way I know. And there's been times that has happened when I was testing the system and I was like, whoa, that's scary. And I'd walk away and then I'd have that feeling of, wait a second, I've been asking for this. And it showed up, but I did not step into it because I was too afraid. I so hope that I have another opportunity for this. Right. And then I'd put myself back out there and going, okay. But it would happen often. And I would scare myself back into, no way, there's no way that I just manifested this person or this thing or whatever is appearing. This boat, we manifested this boat.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Now,
we
are
were.
you sensing as an intuitive that we're moving into a time where it's going to be even easier to manifest with the upgrade and the photon belt we're going through and the new, I mean, a lot of people are sensing there's more light coming into the planet.
I think manifestation is going to be happening extremely fast.
Yeah.
Extremely fast. I was able to manifest a job that I got a $30,000 raise just by taking this job, because I said, okay, these are all the things. I need all of this satisfied, and this is what my pay rate needs to be. And I was called in 72 hours to say, hey, are you looking for a job? Yeah, apparently I am. Let's have this conversation. Right. So I think it's going to be happening very quickly, positive manifestation and creation, as well as negative manifestation and destruction.
Right.
So it just depends on where that's happening in each individual and the vibration that they're sending out to their collective.
Mhm. Right. Wow. Mhm.
Yeah, I think where things are shifting from the three dimension to the fifth dimension, the density of our bodies are changing, and that fake matrix that's been put in front of us, where that we see things as a light projector of a movie screen, where it's just one slide at a time, and literally it's in front of our faces, but we just don't know. We're not awake enough yet to see it. And as soon as you see it, you realize on how quickly you can manifest, or how quickly, even if you want to physically project yourself from point A to point B, we have the abilities to do that. But we've been just suppressed for so long that when things happen, people would just be going like this, almost snapping their fingers and doing it. And I have met people that have literally been able to do that, and I have not been able to figure it out. I'm getting much, much closer to figuring it out. I was reading a book called Word Magic, and in the last chapter, they're talking a lot about the Kundalini energy and how it's connected to Christmas and Christ and all these different things, and how what the Kundalini energy actually is, and how when you connect it the right way and it hits your pineal gland, that's the thing that where things can instantly manifest. And so yeah, and words or swords, what's more powerful? I now know that words are far more powerful, and words are just without the S in front of it, and which I think are far more powerful than an actual sword actually is.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. My husband questions himself about being a magical manifester. Yet there was a moment in time where we sat here at the table and his health wasn't well. And he said, these are the things that I need. We need to find you a job with this X, with this and this and this and this and this. And so within 24 hours, we got a phone call of another property management company. I'm like, okay, let's go to this interview. We sat down, it checked all the boxes. Then we went to look at the apartment in the building that I would be taking care of, and it was on John Street. And his name is John. So I always have to remind him of what he magically manifests, the words and the things that he puts out there. Just like here, the day before he had his heart attack, his second heart attack, he laid down, these are the things that we need in a marina. We want to be in fresh water. We want to be in the canal. We want to have great management. The last bathroom was a quarter mile away. We want a bathroom within walking distance.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't cleaned a bathroom since November. So being specific on what we need. I laid him down, I did Reiki over him, and then I came back to make some phone calls. I made 3 phone calls, Google search marinas within a mile of me. And then the next day I received a phone call back. And it was a corona blessing because here in Seattle, to get a liveaboard marina slip, it's about a 6-year wait.
Wow.
So he said that he called down everybody, nobody wanted to move their boat, and if we wanted the slip was ours.
Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's amazing the power of words and what they mean, and not only that, but also your pictures and your intentions when you're putting, you know, either pictures or words on your vision board, and when you're able to see it on a day-to-day basis, and that picture or those words remind you of something very specifically, that emotional feeling, that emotional connection, it is amazing what starts to happen with your vision boards. And I know so many people like, oh, you did a vision board, but you know what? If you don't do a vision board, you are missing out. And it's no longer like, oh, you know, looking manly, or, you know, oh, you're such a, you know, especially for a guy doing it, right? No, you know what? If you knew the power behind it, you're a fool for not doing it. And that's my opinion. I don't judge anyone if they don't want to do it. I mean, that's their decision. But if you knew the power that was behind that vision board and those intentions on what could happen, my goodness, everyone would be doing vision boards. Everyone would be doing them.
Yes, yes. Well, all business owners create a business plan for the year.
Hmm.
Why don't we as individuals create a business plan for our life, our vision plan for our year? What is going to happen this year?
Exactly.
I'm going to go to work every single day. I'm going to be making this amount of money every single day. What am I doing with that money? How am I reducing my debt? How am I taking care of all of my responsibilities so I can free up my time, so I can do the things that I want to do with
Hmm.
my friends and family? Hmm. Exactly, exactly. Yeah. One of the biggest things that I think that people leave off, and this is one of the things that I would forget to make sure that I was clear on in my intentions and in my vision boards and in my letters to my future self. So every quarter we write a letter to our future self and what in 90 days what it's going to look like. And when we were doing that in the beginning, the biggest thing that we left off was, who were we serving?
Hmm.
And several times that really bit us hard.
Hmm. Yeah, agreed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I have a couple of clients that I've been working and clarifying that with. And one gal manifested a job in Boston, and all these checklists were very clear and came to fruition. She wanted to work with veterans. She wanted to be in the PR and all these things. This beautiful job, everything showed up. However, she wasn't clear on who she was serving, and she was serving the founder of the company and did not even draw a picture of what that founder was going to look like, how that founder was going to interact with her, how that person that she was supposed to be serving, how their relationship was going to be. So it's very, very, very important of who are you going to be serving.
Yeah. Agreed. Well, I don't know if anyone else has any questions. I know Colette's been kind of quiet tonight. Colette, any questions from you at all?
I just love everything that she talked about. I think it's a lot of stuff that we're already doing, you know, and so I just think it's awesome that she's like teaching it like our, you know, our light workers her system, and I love that she has such a cute planner, you know, where you can color and use colors and everything. So I don't have really any questions right now. But I love your stories about manifesting. I know like I'm a pretty awesome manifester here. I think we all are. That's a great thing about, you know, making sure your energy is clear and that you're open, because manifesting becomes super easy. And it's like that. It's just that simple. You say what you want, and then it's like magic. It just appears. Like I just did a money dance. I started doing money dances. I don't know if you talked about, I don't think you talked about that, did you?
No.
Yeah. So I just started doing money dances yesterday. And it was so funny because I was like, I'm going to do a money dance on the way home. And so I turned on the radio and that song Shake Your Money Maker just came on. I don't think I've ever heard that song before because it's like a super old song, but I'm like, oh, this is like a perfect money dance song. So that was funny. And then I was like money dancing for money in my Venmo, and I sold an item today and got money in my Venmo. So, I mean, it really is just that easy. So I love that that's what you teach and remind people that it really is that easy. And you just like, you give people those tools. So thank you so much for everything you shared with us.
Is your planner available to people?
Yes, it is.
Oh, you got to tell people how they can get it.
Yes. So I'm going to drop in the chat. Oh, nope. That was my last copy and paste that I just tried to drop in the chat.
Delete.
Yeah, I thought that planner really looked awesome to get yourself organized and inspired.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I will get it and share it when we go live. Well, when you put this up live.
Sure.
And I'll drop it in. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Let me see if I can pull.
Cool. Well, Marleen, it's always
Yeah,
awesome.
that would be best.
It's always awesome having you here, and we love your energy. We appreciate you coming back on and doing a follow-up with us on vision boards. I know that you're a master at vision boards. You had a vision board meeting. Do you have another one coming up if anyone wanted to get on to another class with you?
Definitely. So the first of every month.
Okay.
The first of every month. And then the vision board process will always be, I'll always link it to it. So if anybody tunes in February, they'll be able to watch all the videos and all the content that I put out in January to get January's going.
Okay, good. So once you give us those links, we'll upload them and we'll put them in the comments down below. If that way you can reach out to Marleen directly, and always love you having back on. And if you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel, and always a pleasure having you here. Any final thoughts from anyone?
No, thank you, Marleen. I love it, and I can't wait to be able to print off my new. I want to call it an activity board, but my new planner, because I need some color in my life. This one's so boring.
Your 2021 focus planner. Yes, I will send it to you directly. If I believe I'm connected, I'm not sure if I'm connected to each of you, but I'll send it out. So definitely to Amanda and Adam, I'm connected, and you can share.
Thank you. We appreciate that. So awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marleen. We'll talk to you soon.